We are talking about sharing videos, sharing projects, sharing packaging, and we're going to go through what we're thinking and plan out what the UI needs to do.
Okay, so currently, let's say we have a project here. This is my first time using these things, but if we go project and then we have, we got multiple things in here. We've got packaging, we've got, and I guess media is the main one. Then we want to share these things, probably having one screen that can handle each media type. So this is the share screen. And then in here we have a share link, which creates a URL which I can grab. So it'll look something like https://clipflow.co/share/ and then we're going to give it a token. So that looks like share link, something like this. Right, so that's what you get. Public little token, and we flow like that. And then this can have, just so we know, it's got an expiry on it. It can have one if you want top secret stuff. And then also it has an enabled Boolean, so you can choose that. Only if it hasn't expired and it is enabled do we say sure thing, and then we take you here. And this screen is authenticated by a share link, so you don't have to be logged in to view it. Okay, so then from there, we're going to have different types of kind of layouts. So I guess we have packaging layout, and then we're going to have, maybe we'll call this one, okay, I guess it can fork. Maybe just, fork this one down here, Daryl. And then, we'll fork this out a bit here. And then we can go like this. Okay, so we go into our share screen, and this is, I guess what I'll do here is I'll move this stuff into here. And does this auto shrink? Yeah, what a great tool. And we can click that out.
And then these share links are designed to be used for someone who wants a friend or a group of creators to review either the packaging or the media. So these will be, we're either creating a shareable link or sharing to a group of people, like a focus group from within the app. But either way, the share link is the same. It's just who it sends to and how it sends.
Yep. So yeah, this is just a copy pastable link, whereas if we just shared to a share group, so we're calling this a what was it called? It's a review group or a
focus group.
What's it called? Focus group.
Yep. Or a panels.
So if you send to this, all it's going to do is just going to send that link automatically via email.
Although the link, the link is like pre-auth to the person because we knew who it was by the email?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it needs to be pre-auth because they'll probably have either a session or not. But yeah, we'll know, we can know who it is anyway through that. And then that will just, so it basically, it always sends, it'll end up in the same way, right? So it'll still go from here. This will just flow this way around. That's your review group. And then you go into packaging. Okay, so media reviewer, comments, and then packaging, we're talking about, having the different the thumbs that you can look at. And then I'm just busy working on, so I'm going to have, so when we do a sign up, so in order to log in, we have to sign up. And I'm creating this will be a guest sign up. So it's slightly different flow. So we don't create the org for these people because you're being invited to. And then I'm going to create a token here using the share link. So the share link's assigned to an org, and I will use the org from the share link to create a special token for the organization guest sign up. And that way I can identify the org, so you can't hack it. You can't just put in, I'm getting guested into whatever ID. So this will be secured. That's just what I'm focusing on now. And then sign up. And then once you sign up, you can leave your comment. So we just need to probably check in. There'll probably be an auth step here just before the screen or after. We have to just figure out how we want to handle that because depending on the action.
If you're voting, after you've voted, say we want to show the creator who voted for what, sign up, and for commenting, so that we can leave your name with the comment. Please leave your name. Which way do we want to do that? We either want to get their email and then ask for their name, or get their name and ask for their email.
I mean, that's just depends. So it's like, what we need is name, email, password. So depending on which way you want to do that, so let's just call this the organization signups is this. That's what's going to actually be there. Now sign up, we could just have like, what's your name or what's your email?
Yep.
And depending on like what's the lowest, I mean, name's probably the easiest. It's like,
yeah, I feel like short. Name would get them to enter it pretty easily, especially if you were like, here's your vote by anonymous, and then you type your name and it just shows you that the name is then attributed to the vote or the comment, and then go into the sign up flow.
Yeah. It's just whether or not that vote actually gets created here. Are we actually creating that? Because there's no way
of vote as anonymous, and then you were saying there's the problem of like if you create the vote as anonymous, assigning the name back to that anonymous one is a problem.
Because there's no security there. We can't implement anything to really lock that down. So you can technically, the UI won't allow you to, but if you were anyone smart, you just pull that to the side. You do a postman request with the thing, and then you can do whatever you need to do. You could assign yourself to anything. It's just like security, which is important to me. So yeah, I mean, look, it's like if you want to cast a vote, I almost think it's like as soon as you click that, it's like, hey, sign up, and then it's like, what's your name? And you go, okay, my name's this. It's like, okay, cool. And then we can just say, oh, okay, and we just need your email and your password. And you go, sweet. And then then it does it. You could let them type the comment, because I think what you're trying to do is like get through this where it's like just like leave your comment. It's like, video looks sick, but needs a better intro. And then you hit submit. And then from there, we just grab this and trail it along, because this is not secure. Like, we don't care. This is just a string. And you just take that to the next stage, and we just trail it along. So we like, okay, create org setup. And then after org setup, come and do that. Just gets a bit messy, like when you start carrying these things along. Yeah, like, I mean, unless we even had an input, maybe you could have, when you create a comment, you have an input here above for your name as well. Yeah, this is where I'm just like, I don't know what the nicest flow is that people will actually follow.
And just for context, the reason that we're worrying about this is a lot of the time we think that this is going to get shared, this link, via Discord or Instagram or Slack or whatever, and we won't be able to keep an eye on who's coming from where and who they are very easily unless they're signed up. So this is one of the main reasons that we're looking at this, so that we can track who they are, because if you open a Discord link, you'll be in the Discord web browser. Then if you visit it in Safari later, you're in a different browser.
Yeah, we had this problem before in a previous app, my 4x4, where people would get an Instagram, go through, sign up, do all this stuff, and then, or not sign up, sorry, create things. And we were storing it in the local storage, the token, we're creating a unique token. That's how we're identifying them. But then when they swap browser into a new one, cookies are not persisted, and neither is local storage, and you'd lose that. And then they're like, where's all my stuff?
And we had still relinking builds here and there every so often.
Yeah, so it's an ongoing problem. So there's no real nice solution to it, because devices and stuff don't allow you to track them, which is for security and safety. So it makes sense. So it's just like, you introduce a lot of complexity into the code as well when you do it the other way. Whereas when you have
Yep.
a user, it's just like, you're a user, cool, we got you. So we're just trying to figure out what's the nicest flow in without creating like, oh crap, I have to go through a sign up form. What's the quickest
Yep.
and easiest? Just like, oh, that was easy, I'm in, cool, whatever, I just do my stuff. Like I almost think like, you just as soon as you land, you log in. Like I think I expect that with most things. Like if I get a link to Dropbox or Google Drive, it's like, hey, identify yourself. And it's like, yeah, cool. Like if it's quick, I don't have a problem. If it's
Yeah.
like starts making me go through like, hey, tell me about yourself. And like, what are why are you here? And it's like, no,
How
you've
big is
lost
your
me.
company? How did you hear about us?
Yeah. How many members in your company so that we can schedule a sales call? Like,
We want to
don't
send
do
a
that.
salesperson to you. Yeah.
But if we can get the minimum,
I like this where it carries the comment. So like, do you want to restrict video views as well for bandwidth purposes to signed in only? Because then you would just put it at the start. I just think it's going to be a bit funny if you do it before they've even seen what it is they're signing up for. Whereas if we do it here, we say leave a comment, you say submit, and then it takes you to your comment with anonymous written, and it's like enter your name in an input field, submit, then you sign up, you give us your email, then we send you an email just to confirm you. Or we don't even have to do confirm or password. We just sort of do that
you
in the
need a
background.
password. You do a password because then you can log in again. You will need to confirm. We will send the confirmation email, which you can do at a later date, but you can continue on using right now. So there's nothing blocking. It's only when you come and sign in individually later is when we'll capture that. Like, hey, please confirm. But the only way you're going to get this link is if you've been shared it. So it's not like
Yep.
signing up for an app with a spam account. Like you wouldn't have got here. But the only problem with carrying this around is that you lock yourself into a flow because this call here needs to create a comment for this media review item. So there's a whole bunch of information that needs to become followed through, and then it has to hit a certain endpoint to actually do that. And then for packaging, if you're doing different type of thing, you can't carry that through. So it'll only work for one, and it'll get really spaghetti like very fast. Like if you add other reviewing type features, like you won't be able to carry them through. Like if you like, for instance, like you're leaving a comment at a timestamp, we have to throw that timestamp along. There's more data that has to come along for the ride that's not
Yep.
relevant to signing up. So that's my only concern. Was like, because realistically, if you signed up, we'll redirect you back and with your same comment where you hit submit again, or we create the comment in the background. So what I've noticed with the other ones is they do it anonymous. And then maybe we can do an anonymous call, get that entity back, and then just carry that entity with us. Might be easier, and then just link that entity at the end. That might be a better way. So it still creates an anonymous comment. So if you can just say, hey, video looks sick but needs a bit of entry, hit submit, creates an anonymous comment, which we can do now. And then we just grab that comment ID and just pull it along the chain, and I can get the token so it's not hackable again. And then at the end, I'm just like, cool, after guest sign up, just link this entity back, app back together. And we can link those things.
Yep.
And then it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a vote, you get that vote and you just carry that ID along. So it's like post sign up linking, and then you just merge those things together. Then you don't need that. Yeah. So we can still create the comment. And then basically if you abandon this next step, it doesn't matter. You're still given the comment. Yeah. So yeah, I think that will work. That flow. I'll create an entity and then I'll get it and I'll link it at the end. I'll link it back. I'll create the link because then we can just add the user to that comment, and then they'll have that.
And then that's going to ask for the email and password, and then the organization owner who sent the link out can at some point go and check who their guests are in their account. So if they want to remove someone, they can. The where we store the share links? Would that be like on the packaging page? If you hit share, the modal opens and you can share it or see existing share links,
Yeah, I almost think we
or
should
it'll
do
always
it.
be the same share link
No, we should create a screen. So we should
for
create a
share
screen in
links.
just share, yeah, like sharing and feedback or something, and then we can actually pull those things out or just show all the different links because they'll have like you want to toggle expiry and stuff, and if you put them all in that little modal, it's gonna get really messy really fast. And then that way you can delete them or disable them. And when you create the packaging or shared link, you just really want to, that button should just really click it and then open up a view share link or take you to the page and just show you the link that you've clicked so you can just copy it and use it. Probably open a modal. Just I think that's probably what, there's nothing really we want to do. All you want to do is set the expires at and is enabled. It's like, yeah, do you want to set an expiry date? Probably not in the beginning.
Also, like if you're in the packaging page, you might have thumbs that you don't want to share. Do we just do like share adds like multi-select checkboxes to everything and then you select what you're sharing on that page, or do we
I was thinking in the
show them
beginning
in a grid on the
we're gonna
modal?
do everything. You just share the whole page in the beginning. Or you have the ability. So there's two ways of doing it. One, you explicitly select them, which I find annoying. It's going to be annoying to do all the time. Or you could just go like hide from review, or hide from, on one specifically if you wanted to
Oh
just
yeah,
hide
put the
stuff.
status on the item. Yep.
Yeah, and then just hide it. Like I do have the ability to set it, but I think that's like a later on feature. I think I'd launch this without any of that stuff. I just launch it so that you just see everything, the whole packaging screen.
Yep.
Like realistically, like if you're going to share it with these are not random people on the internet, they're people So
Yep.
you could hide it. If we get the feature request to hide it, yeah, cool. We've got ways of doing that. What was the other thing I thought of just then? Share link, when you create the share link. So what does that look like? What does that do? I think the button should be share. I mean, maybe the share button just shows the new share link modal, and you just choose the expiry date. Enabled will be true. And then I don't know if we want to show like what you can share, because we have like, do you want to share the media at the same time, or do we just do it one per screen, which is probably best. Oh, that's what I want to do. I'm going to add share link views.
Share link views as a tracking thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want to have like yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. I want because then you can actually see when your views were open, and then you can do tracking. You can do tracking, track it. Like you want to also see like track. It's not something so important in the beginning, but it'll be good to get views so you can actually see when your share links are opened.
And good for us to know that it's getting used or not.
Yeah. So I need a share link view.
Media. And then media, that'll be like on one item, the share.
So it'll be
like
in the reviewer.
Share, but
so go into the reviewer. So if you're in production, the produce screen, and then click in, then next to the pending review button will probably have the share button. Yeah. That's super easy to add. And then I think that just opens a modal, because I think, you don't want to just hit share and then like, how do we show you that link? Because realistically, we're going to store those links in one location. Yeah, because then when you want to look at all my existing links, I just go to the share screen inside of Clipflow in the project. Yep. It'll be... Yep. I don't know where we put it, probably before public.
I don't think there is, but you can't think of any reason why it would be an issue that whoever you're sharing this to, the comments can be seen by the editors and stuff like that. Pretty much just, that's fine, right?
Like your internal team can see it?
Yeah, like the editor will know, like, oh, ignore these. Like, if the comments are coming from public people, the creator hasn't checked them off yet and doesn't necessarily want to respond to them. Say the comment comes in, you should delete this, and the creator goes, no, I don't want to delete that. The editor doesn't like immediately respond to that. But I guess that's like a workflow thing on their side, not.
Yeah.
Or do we flag them as like external comments
Yeah.
that don't need action?
We could put the guest. We don't know if they're a guest. That's a good point. Yeah, we'll need to distinguish between, because it's also going to fire off to the editor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the media review one's tough if you work with an external editor.
Yeah, because you just don't want them to get it and go like, I should do this immediately, when it's not necessarily feedback they want to act on.
Yeah. We're going to have to add some sort of flag to that. Yeah, I reckon we have to have that as guest feedback or something, or like, I guess because your reviewer team or your whatever focus group will always be considered, I guess, guest users to your organization. Because if you're sharing internally, you're not using a share link. You're just pasting the link because you can log in. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And we'll probably, how are we doing that currently in the media review thing? Just making it like clear that this is to share externally versus internally. What do we do here? Let me just go to a media page.
Look, I can figure it out. I can figure it out. I can figure out who you are by your user ID. If you have no user ID, you're 100% a guest. If you have a user ID, I can just check, are you an actual organization user or are you a guest? And then I'll just flag the comment as guest. So is guest or something, add is guest to the comment. Because then, we can just go. That'll be easy. Then we can know. And then the guest comments, if it's a guest makes a comment, I won't fire it off to everyone. I'll only fire it off to the. It depends. It's really hard to know, because who do you send the comments to then? Because like I want to know, as the owner of the project, do you only send it to the project owner then, or do you maybe what we do is, that's how we do it. Whoever shares the link, whoever creates the link, we'll send it to them. So I wonder if we do share link in ID instead. Because then I can, if I put the share link ID on it, I know that it's come from a guest. So it's like and then I can say, who was that? And then only send the link, the comments to the owner of the share link. So if I create the share link, I'm the only one who gets the feedback. Obviously, I think
like someone can come in and see it inside the project, but they don't get notified or anything.
Yeah, they won't get notified. So they can come in and see the comments. So the editor will be able to see, like, we'll just have to have a way of like showing the difference of a comment. Like if you're inside, like we gray them out or something. Like just write feedback. Like don't action or something. And then you can convert it to, I don't know how you do that part. That's the only part. Like unless if you agree with the feedback, you just write it again or copy paste it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like almost like a reaction. You're just saying like if the owner thumbs up this, then it goes to the editor. But that's sort of like assuming a lot of workflow stuff that I think just write it again would be the easiest.
I think just write it again, because then you can just hide. Like
you don't have their image, so you do something with a circle that's like, this is not a real person.
You might though. They may have an image if they create an account. So what we want to do is like it's from ShareLink, so it's like it's public feedback, right? It's a review.
Yeah, not necessarily actionable feedback.
Mm.
Yep. And then on the media review, that's comments. Great. We were also talking about doing reactions, which is either a bunch of emojis or specifically the point that they drop off.
I
Do we
think we
want to
leave
do
that for
that?
now.
Yeah.
I think we leave. Yeah, we don't have reactions and stuff, right? I mean, unless we're going to add them here for thumbs, but I think, yeah. How do you?
The thumbs for now should just be, I think, voting.
So
Just
how do you
choose the
vote?
one you would pick.
So you just like
You
it,
just tap one. Yeah, just tap one, and then it gives it a thumbs up.
double tap, probably. I reckon we just put a button down the bottom. Select this one.
Like
So
on
it's,
each one.
yeah, so it's clear. It's like
Yep.
set as favorite.
Yeah, the only
Mark as
tough one,
favorite.
I guess, is star or something. The only tough one is then you don't
Heart.
have much.
Do the
You don't
heart,
have
like
much.
Instagram.
You can't put it over the title, and you can't put it over
You could put it in
the
the top
thumbnail.
left corner of the thing. Where's a YouTube? Let's see. You could do, I mean, they've got the dots, the ellipsis. You could change. Yeah, you want some, I reckon you go top left corner and you go like little heart and you just click on it. And then we also need to surface those likes inside of the actual app itself so that you can see that this thumb has had the most votes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it won't be ordered by votes, it'll be ordered by what you selected as primary. So you could just need to see like, oh, this actually has 3. I'm going to make that primary.
Yep. And then are we considering having just title voting, or is it only going to be a combo thing? I guess we
I
could
think,
just do, if it's just title, you just have a placeholder image and you're just picking a title.
yeah, it feels weird to have, like they go together. So that's so important to go together. Like I don't ever feel like they can stand by themselves. Like they provide context to each other. Like from what I've seen, I've never seen like make a really good thumbnail and ignore the title, or make a really good title
Yeah.
and ignore the thumbnail. Like they are the thing. Those two things are what forms the majority of packaging, and then the hook is just, once they click to grab, and they all tie together. If any of those pieces break down, the whole thing falls apart. So yeah, we just need to show view. I mean, we can easily show votes next to where we have comments there. We could just say comments.
Yeah, but it's
I
on
mean,
the
do you want?
thumbnail. It needs to be on the combo. The vote will be on a combination of. Or
Maybe
will
we
you
can
just record a vote against the vote
yeah,
against the thumb and a vote against the
yeah,
title?
yeah, yeah. I'll break it apart and say
Yep.
you vote when they voted on this combo. It gave a vote to that title and a vote to that thumbnail, and then you'll be able to see this thumbnail came out the most and this title came out the most, and most likely it's going to be the two combined, but it could end up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the easiest way. And then the UI doesn't have to change much.
Mm-hmm. And then probably
Just
eventually, yeah, that's fine.
Because the combo isn't actually an entity. It's not a variant.
Yeah.
Unless you start creating the variants, which I think is just like annoying manual work.
Yeah, like if you want to test this title and thumbnail, just, I mean, they might want to do it specific, but I feel like it makes more sense to randomly serve it up and get whatever the audience votes on.
Yeah. It's probably the most scientific. Okay.
All right, what else do you need? So we've got a media review, where we're triggering the sign up. This will also trigger that. Organization guest sign up.
And that just takes you back to yourself, yeah? Back to the
After you've
screen,
signed
or
up,
do... Yeah.
just like a
Can you vote on
confirmation.
multi? Can you vote on multi-thumb, or can you only vote on one?
If I was putting a whole bunch of creators' content against each other, I would say it's like vote 1 to 4. Like you show them a YouTube dashboard, which 4 do you click? But in this case, it's like, which one are you clicking on? YouTube, like you don't really have more than one chance to get a click on YouTube. So which one of these 4 would you click on? Bang.
Yeah.
You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's just going to be a little bit harder to put it all together.
Yeah.
Because then if you've combined a title and a thumb, it's like this got vote rank 2 for title and thumb, but on this one it got vote rank 1 for this title, vote for thumb.
And then we're gonna have to have a new model here as well, called reaction, because when you click on this, I need to store reaction against a title and a thumbnail, and that reaction type will be like to begin, because then later on you can add dislike and whatever. And then who did it, so we need a user ID, which I guess could be anonymous again. So then I need data, and then the subject. So the subject will be a title, and then I have to loop through those and then find whatever packaging variant has 2 reactions that creates a love heart. Okay. Yes, it's a bit tough. It's a bit messy. Yeah, because realistically, you could just create a variant, but then it's a very specific thing, like this packaging voting. It's very, very unique, which is nice. But one of the nice things you can do when you create products just for one thing.
Yeah,
Don't have to
it feels quite foreign doing something that's like so limited to like, hey, this is only for YouTube. But I guess it's like one of the most important pieces of the puzzle for a lot of people. So it's like, just get tied into it.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, I think there's a few little technical pieces, but I think it makes sense. It's just how we want to show. So I guess the key thing is just like saying like, hey, I think in this, if we can just open this kind of screen up, or this one, just like talking about, I guess, the channel, and then the org. So I don't know if those are this. No, why are you? The channel and the org. Let's just see what that looks like. Yeah. So for instance, it'd be Fit for Production, and then Ken Grief. And so you got context of who this is for. Is that what that is?
Yeah, man.
And then it's just like, please, like the thing is like, do you want to have, as a creator, do you want to have a message to your crew, or do you just send this? Like, we want to give some sort of hint, like, hey, please help me choose the best thumbnail. Like, is that a customizable message, or something we just write so they can know what to do here? Because like, I got this link, I clicked on the link, it opened up, I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, oh, cool.
I think because people are sharing it in Discord, etc., they'll probably just write, "Can you pick one for me?" But also, I like the idea of letting them enter some sort of message body, because then when you're unfurling the link in any of these platforms, you can use that as part of the link, or like
So
part of
then
the
what we
open
need to
graph
do, we
image.
add that on the share link, I reckon.
Yeah.
On the share link itself. So when you create a new link, where's the actual link? This one. That's no, that's not new. That's that's viewing a link. When you actually create, you want to have a message. So you can have a share link message, and then what are we using for the picture, the OG image?
were it would be good to have something that was like a piece of the content with their little circle on it and stuff. Make it real nice. That's one spot I think that should have like a bit of a design for it. Kind of like the way the GitHub ones do. If you're sharing a package or a repo, and
Yeah.
it's like it makes like a really nice thing, and it's like so and so needs your help or whatever it might be.
So we just have to think about media though. So like for video, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
only have access to the video thumb, the one
Yep.
picture.
Which is like that could be a thumb of any point of the video, and we don't have much control over it, right?
Yep. Yep. So I have one before, which is really poop. Um, yeah. But I mean, most of the good videos that are actually legit ones will be good frames because they've been tested.
Yep.
It's not going to be. It's not going to like. I'll grab one from here. So here's one. Have a look at that one. But I mean, that's very clear though when you get something like that's.
Did you paste something into TL Draw? I can't see it.
No, it's not into TL Draw.
It's on. Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
Does that work? No. How do you have to save it out and then drag it in?
Yeah, I just screenshot stuff. I can put it in there quickly. There's your face.
Why'd that go in twice?
Ooh. Oh no! How do you go push stuff to the back in TL Draw?
Little
Send
button
to
here.
back. There you go.
I reckon we just have review always. Because it's a share link, we don't actually know. See, that you won't be, I don't think you'll be able to do. Because the thing that you're sharing is a share link, so the share link has to get information about what it's doing.
Mm.
You don't want to tie it down
And it
too
wouldn't
hard.
necessarily know all the thumbnails and stuff.
It just knows the project. So it doesn't actually have like, because think about a packaging screen isn't an entity, it's just a project packaging screen. So it's very difficult for it to know.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we just use the project's cover image. So yeah, the GitHub one's cool in a sense that it's cool, but I don't think it's that nice to look at. I don't think it inspires much excitement. Whereas
No, it's not that
cleaner,
exciting, but it's clearly like personalized to that one thing, so it's like really clear what's being shared.
That's why I think you could
I do worry about when like people are uploading their own images with their own project titles. Putting the project title in could end up being pretty messy.
Yeah, I think that if you used the actual pictures, it might be better. Like, because you're probably going to have some image. Do you know that every time you drag it in, it doubles up?
Yeah, I did notice that actually.
Like, I think this is going to get too small. I think you can just you could literally go real simple and have just the picture. Because remember, you get text in OG as well, and above it.
Yeah.
So you can say, like,
So
I think
and
the
so
first
wants you
thing's
to review this thing on this project.
Yeah, what does it look like when we drag Clipflow in? Is that going to unfurl? Why is it not unfurling?
The one time you want it to undo it.
Yeah, cool. It's not even there. So clipflow.co, and then it's the title of the page. So it'll be like, yes, it's a share link. So I don't know what exactly we want to say there, but we can. And then the next is the meta. So this is where you could write stuff.
Yeah, so you have like a heading and the text underneath as well.
Yeah, this is like the big body text, which is what you really want to create a message, right? That's where you want that message.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I don't know what you said. It's like, help me, because you could be this could be the title of the project, could be using GitHub Actions
Yep.
like that. It could even say like this. It could say review, and then it's like, please. Then you could say something there.
Yep. Use their message. If they don't give a message, then please check out this video by so and so for channel.
Check out this project. Please review this project. It'd be saying like, please review this project. It always has to have a title. Please review and provide feedback. Yeah, I mean, we could even say review and something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then the picture can be really simple. Like, it doesn't have to be, because then it can look nicer in your feed. And this will be unique as well. So if you paste multi,
Yeah, you'll
like
be
in
able
a
to
row,
see easily that they're different.
yeah. Because if we do the same thing, it'll get like video frames can look very similar, especially for my videos. They all look the same. Like, it's always me in a room. So you're like, I've seen this one.
Yep. Yeah, you
I
won't
think.
be able to tell if you're doing a quick scroll looking for the history, which I can empathize with, trying to scroll quickly to find old things in Slack.
So I think that will work fine. Review and provide feedback.
Yeah. And maybe something that's like something that stands out with just the color, so that it's like, yeah, I'm looking for the thing with the orange background or whatever it might be. Probably not orange background, but just a thing that you're like, when you're doing that quick scroll looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'll figure that out.
Yeah, the only thing with this other one, this way I can just drop in a picture that we have straight away.
Mm-hmm.
This one, they're making a picture on the fly.
Yep.
So the complexity increases there.
Yep. I think we start with just use the project picture.
Yep.
And for testing purposes, we can always just upload a project picture that contains things that we want to test if we want to see if they get better response. Like, you could actually do things to the project image and see what they look like in an open graph before you actually build or code anything that does a custom open graph image.
Yeah. So that's it. So that's the OG image comes in. Please review. You click on that. You land inside the share link.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. You land inside of one of these things. Realistically, I wonder if this should be. I've got the subject. I'm just wondering like how you because I don't, the entities, this is the problem. So realistically, will be like this will be produce, and then this will be the same concept, right? Because you could have multi here. Imagine you had multiple, and these could live on top of each other in one page as well, right? That could be one page.
Yep.
So we just have to make sure that
probably navigate by tabs at the top, which was like the different sections. It just scrolls you down, sort of thing.
Yeah. And then you have each block, so that you could basically get a whole project that's got multiple. It could have a short. It could be, whatever, short, and then a long, and then your thumbs, and you could be reviewing the whole thing at once, or you could be reviewing one that's just the packaging, or you could just be viewing the production. Because it's like a permissions object that comes through.
Yep. And then just considering future cases of if this was the same thing that I was sharing to a sponsor and they had approval over
I would do a
things,
different
their
thing
reaction of
completely.
like a checkbox.
I reckon I'd
You
change
reckon
the
it's a different
screen.
view?
I reckon. Um, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Yeah, I think, let me just go JSON. I'm just trying to get the permissions object. Oh my gosh. Where can I put this? Where are we? Permissions object. It's here. Yeah, I think sponsor review is probably a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
because sponsor review also needs stuff like the description you're going to post, the dates you're going.
Yep.
A sponsor review, I think, like later on. Like, I don't think they get to vote on packaging. I don't know if that's something they
Yeah, I
do.
mean, if they want to vote, like if you wanted to share them to vote on the packaging, you could do that anyway. But it would be
Yeah.
different from sending for approval. So it's
Sign
like,
off. Yeah.
yeah, there'll
Yeah.
be like a share link, which is the sign off final approvals share link.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think that's a different thing. I don't think you. Yeah, look, I don't know. That's tough. Like, you don't want anonymous feedback in a sponsor sign off. I don't think that's
No,
something you want to support. You want
no, that would need
accounts.
to be
So
locked
then it's
down.
like you've got an account, and then like there's a whole bunch of stuff like what day are we launching? How much is this costing? Like what are the terms? Like all that kind of stuff. And I feel like it's a quite a different screen. I don't know if it's an anonymous share because share links are designed to be anonymous.
Yeah,
Like that's like you don't need an account to look at them.
yeah,
Whereas I think like you could say, hey, this you make sure you get the sponsor on, you sign them up to Clipflow, they in the system, and then they get that, and then they have their whole like screen, like it's a whole different screens where you can see all your approvals, and it's like the client login, like it's a client login. So these, because I think imagine if you're a client working with multiple creators, you want to see all that content at once, like what's being needs to be approved. There's like statuses. There's a whole
yeah,
bunch of stuff that needs to be thought. I think it's like a whole different look into this
yeah,
into the project.
yeah,
Yeah, because we want to like really like lock that down, and then it's like, hey, you owe money. You know, there's so much the invoice is. You know, that
yeah.
kind of stuff. I think that's like
Yeah,
a
I just guess
whole.
that there would be times where people have shared the video to the sponsor before sharing the final sign off thing. They're like, here's the current video. You do your
Yeah,
commenting and
definitely.
stuff, and then the final approval is just a separate secondary step.
Yeah, so you can do all that stuff. I think already we'd be able to handle all that feedback because yeah, we can pick up what type of user that person is. I can say, are you a guest? Are you a client? And then we can label comments and stuff differently depending
Mm-hmm.
on what type of person they are.
Yeah, I feel like you would let the creator do that. So they create the share link, they send the share link, and then they see that there's a comment from a certain person. They're like, oh, this is actually the sponsor.
Yeah, because you could create multi-share link too, right? You go, it might, you know what's actually important? A share link title, which we don't have. Because that could be important because then you can name it. I need to, this is my reviewer, my share link. Because then we can actually maybe even put that in the name next to the comment where it came from, right? Like public feedback. And we can default it to like public feedback or
Mm-hmm.
focus group feedback. And then we can put that in brackets like Ken Grief and then brackets focus group feedback when we're showing the comment. And then when we send a link to the client, we say client feedback,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's different. So then your editor can see also this came from a client, this came from a focus group, and it'll be very clear with your comments because like that's what you want also, and that's why share links are super important to be trackable as well when you're sharing with clients. That's probably more important. It's like, hey, I
Yeah, because
sent
you
you the
want to
share
know that
link.
they've seen it and that they
Yeah,
watched it. And then when they say,
yeah.
I didn't actually look at it. Yeah,
It's like you did.
you
Yeah,
did.
you have done that before. So we want a share. We want to add a share link. Needs to have a title and probably a body or something, so you can write.
Yep. I guess the only
message.
thing there is just keep the share modal create as clean as possible when you're starting, and then for like your second share link, then you name it or whatever. But we can figure all that stuff
I'll
out
put a
later.
title in there anyway, straight away. It'll just autofill. So you just have to
Mm-hmm.
choose an expiry date or nothing. You just hit create.
Yep.
But it allows you to do the message as well. So if you want to leave a message, you can leave it or put one in.
Yep.
I imagine people would put a message in, like if you're creating a link and it's like, "Hey guys, can you please this?" And then we just have to show that message at the top when you're looking. And it's just because you might want to focus on saying it's like, "Hey, I've had a play here. Can you just focus on more so the layout rather? Don't get so caught up in the text or the font. I'm still working with. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, don't worry
play
about the
around.
motion graphics. Just watch for the story. Tell me what story points are boring. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool. So we'll add the title and the message in the share link. We'll add share link views. We'll have the comments, share link ID, and then a reaction. And those are the new kind of model changes and the flow. But yeah, it's a complicated, it's a complicated flow, but I think it's very powerful.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
So keep
It's going to be
working on
very
that.
cool.